skipped in the forest with their father in search of the leprechaun on the other side of the rainbow. While skipping up the mountain that was in the forest, they encountered a wild Rocky Balboa. He was training on the side of the mountain to defeat the Soviets in the National Chess Boxing Tournament of the Universe. He was doing one-handed push-ups.
Oh my gosh.
No-handed push-ups, aka face push-ups. And then he broke out into the worm. Rocky Balboa was startled by the family and burst into his rendition of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Startled. Sylvester something. Now sing. Mary had a little lamb.
At the end of his song, he furiously yelled in a deep, manly voice, Adrian.
Adrian!
Deeper! Manlier!
What?
Manlier!
What? Be more clear!
Yell Adrian in a deeper, manlier voice.
Adrian!
There you go. The earth begins to shake at the vibration of the guttural yell, and the mountain falls apart, revealing a giant pit of vipers. Suddenly, the vipers get off.
We got one!
Suddenly, the vipers get off their tummies and start doing the tummy tango. The vipers start doing the tummy tango.
What?
The children scream. The children scream and begin to do the tango in terror.
What?
The children screaming and began to do the tango in terror. Because the vipers have entranced them. Hey, you guys aren't done.
You're not done.
As they continue dancing, not screaming! Dancing, not screaming.
Oh.
Their father valiantly grabs Ricky's gloves and tries to beat the vipers down. The vipers put up a fight, and the father gets entangled and bitten by one of them.
I'm bitten by one of my vipers.
Before he falls into a deep sleep, he throws a glove at Ricky and yells, Carpe diem,
Carpe diem.
YOLO swag,
YOLO swag.
hashtag pretty boy,
Hashtag pretty boy.
hashtag bedtime,
Hashtag bedtime.
hashtag I got you,
Hashtag I got you.
hashtag too many hashtags.
Hashtag too many.
Then falls into a deep sleep. Rocky catches the glove while doing a cartwheel. Do a cartwheel. And begins to beat the vipers while yelling. Beat the vipers while yelling. My knight will take your bishop.
My knight will take your bishop.
Leveling me up and gaining me an extra life.
Labeling me up and giving me an extra life.
This leaves your king vulnerable.
I'm fine.
This leaves your king vulnerable.
Whoa.
Say that, Stag. This leaves your king vulnerable.
Leave your king vulnerable.
Say it.
Say it. This leaves your king vulnerable.
Leaves your king vulnerable.
Checkmate. The children rejoice as they run away, pointing and laughing at the vipers.
What? Wait, what? Point and laugh at the vipers.
When they were a long way off, they suddenly realized their father was no longer with them.
What's that?
Bum, bum, bum. Hashtag disaster. The end. Hansel and Gretel were walking in the woods when Gretel said, Hansel, I think we're lost.
Hansel, I think you're lost.
And Hansel said, we've been going one direction this whole time.
We've been going one direction this whole time. Oh.
And Gretel said, that is the worst pun I've ever heard.
That's the worst one I've ever heard. Even worse than that.
And then Hansel said, what do you expect? I made it up on the fly.
What do you expect? I made it up on the fly.
Then Gretel said, I'm so good looking.
Just say it, just say it. I'm so
And Hansel said, not as good looking as Louis. I love One Direction.
Not as good looking as Louis. I love One Direction.
Since they were lost, they decided to leave droplets of water and hope that they could find their way back again.
That's stupid.
Gretel took a drink of the water. Gretel took a drink of the water. And then she said, this water is warm and disgusting. Like One Direction. Hansel promptly punched her in the face.
What?
Punch her in the face.
They proceeded to get into a fist fight, during which they tickled each other under the chin. As they were tickling each other, they rolled through a field of cotton candy,
Watch out for the puddles!
followed by a river of chocolate sauce. And they came to rest when they violently hit a brick wall made of bricks made of peppermint candy. They promptly began licking the bricks. Suddenly they heard a man screaming far away. He sounded like Willy Wonka. Then an elderly woman appeared. Yeah. She was at least Sam Govier's age. The woman said, I'm glad that you found my house okay, friends.
I'm glad you found my house okay, friends.
Ignore the infrequent screams. Please enter. The end.
They opened the door, and inside they saw the witch standing over the cauldron.
I'm opening the door. Door's open.
When suddenly the children realized it was the great wicked witch of the north.
Oh,
The
hey.
children asked, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
For they did not know the 20th century movies. The witch responded, "Why, I am the great witch of the north. Come on in, children, you look hungry."
I'm the great witch of the north. Come on in, children, you look hungry.
The children blindly followed the orders, seeing as the witch was the most fair-looking person they had ever seen. The door snapped shut behind them, but the children did not notice they were under a spell. The children kept walking towards the cauldron.
Wait, so what were we doing? We're under a spell.
Yeah, Tyler. They were about to step in when Dr. Phil poked his head through the door and said, "Stop this."
Stop this.
The children halted, for the spell was momentarily paused due to the interruption. Dr. Phil spoke again. "Now I see what you're going for here, lady. But I gotta tell you, I don't see a future in them." The witch looked confused. Then Dr. Phil said, Now let me help you, help me, help you, help them, help me, help you." Dr. Phil said, Now,
Help them, help you, help me.
No helping allowed.
okay, all right. The witch opened up to Phil and told him her story. Now I see why. Now I see. And Dr. Phil replied, Now I see why you do this. I could see it all the way back while you were in Norway. But you got.
You're Norwegian. By yourself.
But you gotta stop and eat some real food. With that, the witch realized her error and with a snap of her fingers, the spell was broken.
Oh, broken.
With anger, the children became enraged and found a bucket of fireballs
Oh, fireballs!
that they threw at the witch for a good 2 minutes.
1, 2.
That's the fire. I get it.
Anna, explain.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Keep going. For like 30 seconds.
My back.
We're at 25 seconds.
Finally, they knocked over a water pitcher that splashed the witch, and she melted.
Wait, who does this?
Hansel, go. Sink.
Knock over the bucket.
I'm a puddle. Knocked over a lot of things.
And the children escaped.
Escape.
Go ahead.
Having escaped the clutches of the evil witch and her evil candy-esque ways, their only priority was their father. They searched every single blade of grass for him, on their hands and knees, for 1 hour.
1 hour.
You want me to set my timer?
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
Can't find him, Gretel.
I hear Indians.
They're
coming.
Alright, 59 minutes left.
I give up.
Wow, this is really quick.
Check out this one. This one?
Dad! I thought it was him. You squished him.
Gretel says, wait, what are we doing?
Wait, what are we doing?
Hansel says, we're searching for our father.
We're searching for our father.
Gretel says, Dad's 6 feet tall.
That's cold. Awkward.
Standing up and chiding themselves. They chide.
What?
Chide. Chide. Stand up and chide.
And what?
They tell each other off.
Why are you on your knees? Like, get after yourself.
Rub yourself.
They skipped hurriedly into the forest calling, Papa! Papa!
Into what field?
Papa and skipping.
Papa! Papa!
They don't know how to skip.
Come back!
Okay, skip this way. You're running.
Skip this way!
This way.
Come back! Come skip this way!
This is your mama!
Skip. Skipping.
Skip!
Skip. Skipping. Skip.
As they call out to their papa, they hear another voice calling Papa. It was Fievel, the mouse from An American Tale. They begin to engage in a shouting match with him, both calling out Papa.
Papa! Papa! Papa!
Then with great wrath, they jump Fievel. And begin the greatest wrestling match that has ever happened.
He's not very great.
Keep going, keep going. During the wrestling match, the magnifying glass was knocked away and the sun's rays on the glass set the forest on fire.
Fire!
Running away from the flames, the siblings call out to the mouse, "Run, Fievel!" Fievel instead stands and says in his best Bane voice, "You merely..."
ran from the flames. I was born in them.
He then raises his arms and falls majestically back into the fire. Trustwell! While the kids are running away from the fire, they run past 3 firemen running towards the flames.
Or two's great.
One of them is their father.
Plot twist.
The other
The two firemen run past and attempt to put out the greatest angsty forest fire through interpretive dancing. The children run into their father's arms, and the family weeps with joy for a long time.
Say it louder.
Say it louder.
The children run into their father's arms, and they weep with joy for a long time. Weep with joy! They hold each other for so long that the fire swallows them whole and the entire cast dies. No, up in heaven, the entire cast is found holding hands and singing the song from American Tail. Somewhere up there.